Even the best programmers oftentimes encounter errors. So even as a beginner, you might make mistakes sometimes. But the beautiful thing about HTML is that it is permissive. And by that, I mean sometimes you might have some errors and the page will still render. Let's give an example. In this code, we have a faulty code. Our header has a text that doesn't have a closing tag because there's an opening h1 tag but no closing h1 tag. So that's an issue. And then we have some other issues, like we have an href link and then a strong element. The strong element has an opening tag but doesn't have a closing tag. And because of that, the web browser might not know and might have to guess where the strong tag is going to end. As for the link, there is no closing quote to show that this is the end of the web address. Therefore, it sees everything after the opening quote as a string. But let's see how it is rendered on the website. Okay, so not too bad because it actually rendered. It didn't crash. So right click and say inspect. Now, let's see what our web browser did. We go over to the header. This is our source code and we can see what is happening. So we go to the header and voila, we can see that the web browser added a closing h1 tag for us. It wasn't in the code originally, but through some little understanding, the web browser said, I think this is where the h1 should close. So it helped us with that. If you check the strong, it guessed where it should end. It decided to end just before the href link started. And then it cut every other thing off because the href could not tell it, hey, this is where the link starts from and this is where it ends. Now, one way of validating your HTML is to use the markup validation service. You can share with a URI or you choose an HTML file. So I'm going to take this faulty HTML file and click on check. And then it will check through the HTML file and tell me, hey, these are the things that I see are wrong and these are the things you should fix. Right from the get-go, we see an unclosed element, the h1 element. That is the first error in the beginning header. So let's fix these issues. When next we upload the updated HTML, we can see that everything is fine. Now, this is one way of doing this. To be honest, I feel like we have modern IDEs that can help you. For example, I am using WebStorm. WebStorm will already explain to you that an issue exists. For example, here, you can see a warning red line under the header. And once I fix this error, that red point goes away. The same thing with here. It tells you, hey, I can't resolve this. What's going on here? Fix this. And you can fix it right in your code. So you don't need to be sharing your HTML code or trying to validate it online. It also tells us that the strong element is not closed. And once we close it, we don't see any other error again. So this is the beauty of modern IDEs that can help us sort this out.